Hi, and thanks for stopping by. My name's Larry Weinstein, and I'm both a CPA and the founder of SolveMyTaxProblems.com. And today I wanted to answer the question, how much will I have to pay on an installment agreement? The answer to that question is it really depends upon how much money that you're earning. What is your filing status? How many people are you claiming as exemptions? Basically, the IRS is going to look at what your family's monthly income is, and they're going to compare that to what they call monthly allowable expenses. Now, they've got some standards for these allowable expenses, and some of the categories are what's known as food, clothing, and miscellaneous. That's a category. Housing and utilities. That's a category. Car payments. That's a category. Operating costs of the vehicle. That's a category. Health insurance. Out-of-pocket medical expenses. And then, of course, an allowance for the taxes that you pay. So what the IRS really does is they do an analysis. On the one side, they look at what is the monthly income available to pay on an installment agreement. And secondly, they look to see what are the allowed monthly expenses, because just because you have monthly expenses, they have maximum allowable standards. And if you're above the maximum allowable standards, they're only going to allow you up to the maximum standard. So they do an analysis of what your expenses are at actual, and then they apply the maximum allowable standards to see if they apply. And at the end of the day, they're going to calculate what your expenses, your monthly expenses are. They're going to compare it over here with what your monthly income is. And generally, to the extent that your monthly income exceeds your monthly expenses, that's what the IRS is going to think that's available to pay for them. Now, whether you can afford to pay that, it really depends. Sometimes the number turns out to be much higher than you feel that you can afford to pay. And then sometimes it gets into a negotiating arrangement with the IRS to find out something that will pay off within the statute, something that's acceptable to them based upon what your monthly income versus monthly expenses are. That's how they determine how much you're going to pay on an installment agreement. They really don't pull the number out of the air. There really is a method to the madness. Thanks for stopping by today, where we talked about how the IRS determines how much you're going to pay on an installment agreement. See you soon.